Hi everyone. We'll be working with Audacity to prepare you for your podcast project. However, I would like to show you that I am using a different screencast recording device to record this screencast for you. It's called ScreenFlick, and you can purchase it for your Mac from the App Store. As the screen says, Audacity is a free open source cross-platform software for recording and editing sounds. So regardless of whether you use a Mac or a PC, you can use and download Audacity for recording and for editing sounds. If you're a Mac user like I am, then you just download it through the usual Mac downloading process. However, I would suggest for both Mac and PC that you also download the lame Mp3 Encoder, which allows Audacity to export Mp3 files. Currently, Audacity exports in WAV files as well as OGG files, and also I believe MP2 files. MP3 files are among the most common and most commonly shared on the internet. So you may want to download that if you are wary of WAV files, which are, although rich in sound quality, they are also high in terms of file size. They're quite large, some of them. You also need to be aware of that there are file formats, specific file formats for SoundCloud, which is where your podcast is going to end up. SoundCloud supports WAV as well as OGG, MP2, MP3, and AAC, which are the Mac iTunes files that you buy or download from iTunes, as well as WMA files, which are Windows files. And in case you don't know already, SoundCloud is an audio service where you can share files and also upload for all to listen to, and you can listen to that at soundcloud.com. Now we'll go back here to the lame Mp3 encoder, and you can see here the directions. If there are any questions or do you have any problems throughout the process, please feel free to email me and I'd be happy to help you out with this, as there can be some sticky points with this. Now, I should have presented to you during class my podcast on overture form, which I recorded for my kids to learn about overture form, and I used a number of different songs to illustrate that, including a 6th grade beginning band song, Northridge Overture, Bernstein's Candide Overture, and Festive Overture. The format for Audacity, the layout, it's pretty bare bones. Not a lot of bells and whistles with this. However, Audacity is great for podcast recording as well as for quick audio recording, where you need to just do some quick edits and then export it to a different WAV file if necessary, and then you're good to go. Let's get you familiar with the setup of this here. So you have your basic sort of playback functions: stop, forward, backwards, play, record, pause. Here, this is sort of like Microsoft Word. You have your cut, so you can cut certain pieces of tracks and put them in different places using paste. You can copy them as well. You can also trim the audio. You can also silence the audio as well too, make it totally silent for certain parts. You can correct or undo some actions. Up here, this is a marker where you can start the playback process. Up here, the envelope tool I will show you a little bit later on is how we can sort of dim or sort of lessen the volume over time and make it much more gradual. And then over here, our magnifying glass zooms in case you really need to make some fine detail recording points or changes. And here you can shift around with the time shift tool files, just like that, so they can go in different places. I'm going to go backtrack to make sure that my work is saved as originally. You need to make sure that the output is coming out from your MacBook, and then particularly important that you are recording data going into your MacBook through your built-in microphone. If you are using an external device which is being plugged into your laptop, then you need to click on this and choose the appropriate device, whatever that may be. I'm going to start playing from this point in time to sort of save some time, and you can hear what's going on. Dramatic work like a play, Broadway show, opera, or movie. Overtures have been around for a long time and date back to the 1600s when they introduced operas. Northridge Overture is sort of in the style of the French Overture. The French Overture had a slow introduction followed by faster music. Now, you see over here on the left and right, those are going to be equal, so I hear equally out of my left and right ears. The plus and minus refers to the volume. Since I want my narration to be slightly more in volume than the song beneath, this is going to be less in volume, this will be slightly more in volume. I'm going to now zoom in, and you see here how the file markers have changed, the time markers have changed. And you see here like this sort of like curviness here. This refers to a gradual evening out of the volume for the audio track, and I will play that for you right now. Features in Broadway shows usually contain short segments of the major songs that are in a show. Now you notice here that it gradually went away pretty fast, and that was on purpose, and then you see barely anything. So this means that the audio track is barely audible, and then there's nothing afterwards. I cut out the remainder of the audio track just using this selection tool, and then highlighting the whole thing all the way to the end, just like so. And then the scissors cut out the remainder of that. And in case I was uncomfortable with the edits I made, I can just go back here with the undo tool and then undo whatever I just did. Let's go through very quickly and let's create a new audio file. So I'm going to pause that, or actually stop that. Click on New. How to create a new audio track in stereo. If you want mono, that's fine. Stereo is good too. We're going to record. And we're recording right now. And I'm just going to record for a few more seconds and then I will stop. Playback. We're going to record. And we're recording right now. And I'm just going to record for a few more seconds and then I will stop. I'm going to go back with my cursor to here. Let's say I'm going to start here. And we're recording right now. So you know what? I don't like all this extra stuff from the beginning up to like a little bit after a second. So I'm going to use my selection tool. And I'm just going to cut that out. And we're recording right now. Let's say I wanted to start right at the beginning with my voice. I get in there a little bit more and I'm going to cut some more. And we're recording right now. And I'm just going to record for a few more seconds and then I will stop. Great, and let's say I'm a detail person. I'm going to cut out this stuff too as well. Now some of you will be, actually all of you will be incorporating audio tracks into this as part of your podcast project. So you need to go up to File, you need to go to Import, you need to go to Audio, and then if you're like me, you have iTunes here. Let's click on Jaiho, and it's going to import the MP3 file in. You see my narration up on top, and then you see Jaiho on the bottom, and it's huge. You notice that the timing of the tracks, the markings have changed. Here I see 5 minutes in just a span over a couple of inches. I'm going to zoom in on that so I can make much more fine-tuned details when it comes to editing. And let's go back to the beginning. And let's play what we have. And we're recording right now. And I'm just going to record for a few more seconds and then I will stop. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. Let's see what Jaiho is going on here. You see how there's a gap? Maybe I don't want that gap. Maybe I want to do that. So I'm going to cut that. After I stop it, there we go. Now we're cooking. All right. Now, let's say I want to move the tracks over. I want to displace this just a little bit. I will do that. So Jaiho will play first, and then my narration will come in second. And we're recording right now. Now that's not nearly enough of a difference, so we're going to go back to the beginning after I press stop. Go back. Let's use the selection tool. Let's go back some more. And also, you know what? I'm going to zoom back out like this. There we are. And let's see if that's made a difference. And we're recording right now. Good. Now the volume is quite high right from the get-go with Jaiho. So I'm going to turn this down a bit. And then I think that's fine. So stop, back, play. And we're recording right now. And I'm just going to record for a few more seconds and then I will stop. Let's say I wanted a gradual fade out of Jaiho, which you may want to incorporate into your podcast. What you need to do is you're going to take this envelope tool. You're going to first click on the point where you think you want to start to fade out. And we're recording right now. And so let's say I wanted to do it, let me go back. Right around here my narration sort of breaks up. So I'm going to touch with my cursor. And that's going to lay down a point. And then I'm going to click another point where I think I would want that decay in volume to stop, for that process to stop. And that could be as little of a process or as much a process as I want. For example, we'll take this. And we're recording right now. And I'm just going to record for a few more seconds. So you notice that it is noticeably smaller. Now let's go in even further and pinch it like so. And you can of course adjust these however you wish. It just takes a little bit of trial and error and you'll be fine. Let's see what it sounds like now. And we're recording right now. and I'm just going to record for a few more seconds and then I will stop. Now you notice that there is some jiho still in the background there. Let's say I wanted that to be totally done. What I would need to do is click on my selection tool and then click on the jiho track. I would click for and hold down for as long as I need to until the rest of the audio track is highlighted, and then I would cut, and then that sound would just cease to exist. So if you have any questions about Audacity, please feel free to email me. I'll be happy to walk you through any part of this to make sure you have a fantastic podcast to present to Dr. Kratis, to me, and to the class. Thanks so much.